Yo, what's up, y'all? It's Kode Donal here, and today we got the full recap of Marvel Civil War. By far one of the greatest arcs of all time. If you haven't seen The Road to Civil War, go watch that ASAP. But on that note, go ahead and get your snacks, and I hope you enjoyed this video. The chapter starts off showing the New Warriors, the first group of superheroes with a reality TV show. Okay, so how many villains we talking here, Speedball? 3. No, wait, I think I see Coldheart in the backyard emptying the trash. That's 4 of them total, and all 4 of them are on the FBI's most wanted list, right? Yup, all of them broke out of Rikers a few months back. Their rap sheet is long. Coldheart squabbled with Spider-Man. And get this, Speed Freak almost took down the Hulk. He what? Oh, these guys are totally out our league. We should get the hell up out of here. But think about our ratings, Microbe. This could be the best episode of our second season. This could be the episode that really puts the New Warriors on the map. We beat these guys and the people stop bitching about Nova going back to space. Alright, so what's the plan? The plan is you spend 5 more minutes in makeup, Namorita. You think people want to see that great big ugly zit on your chin? And then the guy with the binoculars hit a what's up? One of the convicts spotted them. Everyone in costume. It's a raid. That stealthy shit is out the window. It's time to fight. Go! Speedball jumps right into the house. Holy shit! Tackling bro out the window and starts giving bro the hands while the cameraman records in 4K. Boom! Kicking him in the mouth while trolling the whole time, trying to get them views up. Wait a minute, I know you guys. You're those idiots from that reality show. I'm not getting taken down by the goldfish girl and the bondage queen. Namorita hits her with a right. Beg to differ, Coldheart. Could we cut the part where she called me bondage queen and they start jumping her shit? They're handling everybody except Nitro, who's running away. But Namorita is on it and she's hawking him down, tackling him into a school bus. She starts talking that shit after, and that's when Nitro locks in and tells her they're playing with the big boys now. He charges up, then boom! He explodes right next to the school, killing 900 people and every kid inside. After that horrible event, all the heroes come to help with the relief efforts. I'm told they got a lead on Nitro. Word is he sneaked out of town on the back of a pickup truck. Does it matter? All these children, Tony. 800 to 900 people dead, all for a stupid reality TV show. They should have caught us, Cap. Speedball knew they were out of their league. The whole country saw the tape where they said they were chasing ratings. As the heroes help, they know that this is gonna be the tipping point. Soon the heroes are gonna be watched over like the mutants. Philly getting bombed, Hulk destroying Vegas, and Wolverine saying he's gonna kill the president. Yeah, they're cooked. She-Hulk's on CNN addressing the situation. A ban on superheroes? Well, in a world full of supervillains, yeah, that's not really possible. But training them up and making them wear badges, I say that's a reasonable response. We then pick up at the mass funeral for all the people that lost their lives. As Tony walks out, a lady calls his name. Tony Stark? And spits in his face. You filthy piece of crap! Man, please, we're gonna have to ask you to leave. Leave what? My own son's funeral? Stark's the only one that should be dragged away. Ma'am, I appreciate that you're upset, but the New Warriors' recklessness had nothing to do with me. Oh yeah, and who finances the Avengers? Who's been telling kids for years that they can live outside the law as long as they're wearing tights? Cops have to train and carry badges, but that's too boring for Tony Stark. Nah, Joe Billionaire says all you need is some powers and a badass attitude and you can have a place in his private super gang. Somebody get her out of here. You fund the sickness, Stark, with your dirty billions. The blood of my little Damien is on your hands right now. And she walks off after that rant. I hope you're getting all this, Parker. Like Speedball, for example. Nobody likes to speak ill of the dead, but come on. That little dude probably didn't even know who the president was. Their powers can be as awesome as nuclear. Shouldn't they be tested before they're allowed to work in our communities? We then see Human Torch out on a late night trying to have some fun. He's with fine shit, he just trying to chill. Until some mad ass civilians start pressing him. We got a hero, or should I call you a baby killer? What? Hey man, you got a nerve swagging around town after that. If I was you, I'd be ashamed to go outside. What are you yapping about, Tubby? That had nothing to do with me. That's speedballing him. Baby killer. Fine shit getting nervous. She don't like this, she wanna go home. But at that moment, Johnny gets hit with the bottle, knocking him out. Hold him down! Hold him down! And they start jumping his ass. Johnny! After this situation, he had to get rushed to the hospital. Human Torch, the latest in a series of attacks on the New York super community. More at 11. Plus the growing pressure on the president. The people of Stanford ask, What are his proposals for the superhero reform? It's the Registration Act that will require heroes to reveal their identity. Then as federal employees, they'll be working for S.H.I.E.L.D. And that news has the superhero community divided. As we know, Tony Stark and Reed Richards are messing with this idea, and they're trying to get people to agree with them. I can't believe I'm hearing this shit. The masks are tradition. We can't just let them turn us to super cops. Are you kidding? We're lucky people have tolerated this for as long as they have. Sam, why should we be allowed to hide behind these things? Because the world ain't so nice outside your ivory tower, bub. Tell me about it, Stumpy. You think Johnny would have ended up in the hospital last night if morons like you wasn't out there giving us a bad name? Spider-Man finally pulls up and tells everybody that this idea is ass. If his villains know his identity, what's stopping Doc Ock from impaling his wife through the chest? The fam and his whole personal life would be cooked. Daredevil's in the corner watching all this unfold. This is the end of the way we do business. You can smell it in the air. While they're doing all that, Captain America is on the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier, chopping it up with Maria Hill. All your friends are having a meeting talking about the president's big solution. You think they're gonna go for it? That's not for me to judge. You know what I think of this plan? It's gonna split us down the middle. I think you're gonna have us at war with one another. What's the matter with this guy? How can anyone argue with heroes being properly trained and paid? How many rebels do you estimate, Captain? A lot. Any majors? A few, but mostly the heroes that work closely to the streets like Luke Cage and Daredevil. So nobody you can't handle. Bitch, excuse me? You heard me. The proposal to vote goes down in 2 weeks, meaning in a month's time, this could be a law. This is gonna happen, and we're gonna need to deal with it. You're asking me to arrest the people who risk their life for this country every day of the week? No, I'm asking you to obey the will of the American people, Captain. Don't play politics with me, Hill. Superheroes need to stay above that stuff, or you guys need to start telling us the identity of the supervillains. I thought supervillains were guys in masks who refuse to obey the law, and all the soldiers get the Glockianas ready. Captain America gives them a chance to put them weapons down. Stand your ground, gentlemen. Captain America isn't in command here. Weapons down, or I will not be responsible for what comes next. Hey boys, get ready. This is completely insane. Damn you to hell for this, Hill. Damn you to hell for making me do this. Tranquilizers now! So Cap grabs 2 soldiers using them as body shields. Bro didn't get hit once. He throws a shield at one of the guards, then punches another in the gut. The shield bounces off of Bro, destroying 2 other guards' guns. He smashes their face into the ground, rocks Buddy with the shield, elbows another in the neck. But there's a whole lot of them, they just keep coming. But he's ready for the smoke, ramming through them with the shield. He got them boys flying all over the place. Maria Hill to all units, stop Captain America. I repeat, stop Captain America. And Cap jumps up out the window. They're firing shots at him. Mid-air, he's blocking that shit, weaving and dodging through everything. But now there's a jet on his ass. But that's no issue because he lands on it, smashing his shield through the pilot's window. Jesus! Keep flying, son, and watch that pouty mouth. And he's on top of the jet just cooling. He's skating on that shit and flees the scene. You idiot. We were trying to save lives. Meanwhile, back at the Baxter building, the Watcher has pulled up. With him being there, that means shit's finna start getting wild. With Cap now against the bill, we see mad protesters outside the White House, and they want this bill passed today. So Iron Man, Mr. Fantastic, and Yellow Jacket tell the president to push forward the registration. We're gonna handle Captain America. The Superhero Registration Act has been passed, with Tony Stark backing it, and Captain America went into hiding. He's not with this shit. The public is happy with all the heroes on board. Just look at them cheesing. They can finally trust their heroes again. Later at the Baxter building, we see Reed Richards working on something. How's the project coming along, Reed? Like a dream. Tony's big plan for the superhuman community is the most exciting thing we ever worked on, Sue. He wasn't kidding when he said he'd revolutionize every metahuman in America. I haven't been this excited since I seen my first black hole. Yeah, well, maybe I'd be more excited if his genius plan didn't mean jail time for half the people on our Christmas card list. I feel you, but they don't leave us any choice if they refuse to register. Baby, just take a look at my projections if you need to see the social dangers they're creating. What are you talking about? This is gobbledygook. No, it's the exponential curve the number of super beings is following in the apocalypse we're facing if unlicensed activity isn't brought under control. Tony cooked with this genius plan. You should hear the ideas him and Hank Pym have been throwing around. They're like concept machines. I never seen people this supercharged. She then looks at the table and sees a disc labeled 42. She's like, what's this? And reaches for it. But Reed stops her immediately, grabbing her hand. I'm sorry, Susan, but that's classified information. Damn, okay. Well, I guess it's time I go to the hospital anyways. Give Johnny all my love. Bro's hiding something. At Tony Stark's penthouse, he's thinking to himself, is he doing the right thing? And at midnight, S.H.I.E.L.D. is gonna start catching all heroes that refuse to sign up. 24 hours later, we see Patriot running through the city. He's damn near running out of breath. Because S.H.I.E.L.D. is right behind him, chasing him down. They start lighting him up with tranquilizer bullets. But then they peep. Bro's bulletproof now? Damn, I thought we had all the info we needed. And he jumps off the building. Bro hit the Luffy pose in midair. Then crashes through the window of another building. Ah! Guys, we gotta get out of here. S.H.I.E.L.D. just caught me breaking up a mugging, and now they're all over me. This is serious. These guys are not messing around. And right as he says that, they shoot in some smoke grenades into the building. Oh boy! Boom! And green fart gas spreads throughout the building. You sure that kid's indestructible? He'll be alright. It's the office block I'm worried about. Command said we gotta keep property damage to a minimum. We then see that S.H.I.E.L.D. has caught a handful of superheroes. You see the trouble you caused? This is what happens when you try to be a big bad vigilante like Captain America. Elsewhere, Daredevil is watching the Young Avengers get caught on the computer. He's like, should we get a gang together and go pull up on them? Cap and Falcon are already undercover at the scene. Back in the truck, one of the soldiers is yapping his ass off to another. But that's not his teammate. That's Steve Rogers. You know something, fella? You talk too damn much. And he kicks him out the truck. Son of a... And the cop cars crash behind him. The Falcon was inside the truck the whole time. And he tells Wiccan he needs to cook up a teleportation spell fast because S.H.I.E.L.D. is up ahead blocking the road. Steve like, hurry that ass up. Do the freaking spell. Come on. The truck is surrounded by magic and teleports away from the scene into a facility. They open up the doors, and they're now in the Resistance secret hideout. They took over an old underground S.H.I.E.L.D. hideout, and this is where they're gonna live for the duration. And they're all gonna have some new identities because their last ones are probably compromised now. Steve knows that Tony is planning something huge, so this is where they will start to fight back. But that's when they see Tony Stark on the news. He's in Washington, D.C., about to make an announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure I don't have to introduce you to Mrs. Miriam Sharp. Mrs. Sharp, you may recall, lost her son in the Stanford incident and kickstarted my passion for the federal employment of all superheroes. The hell's going on? Likewise, I'm pretty sure Spider-Man needs no introduction. I hope you know what you're doing, Tony. As most of you probably know, I keep my identity a tight secret. I've been doing it carefully for many years, but after a long talk with my wife and family, I decided to take the following step. See, the Registration Act gives us a choice. We can continue the trend that Captain America advocates and have people with powers completely unchecked. Or superheroes can go legitimate and earn back little public trust. J. Jonah Jameson is fully locked in. He gotta see this shit. I'm not wearing my old mask because I'm ashamed of what I do. I'm proud of who I am, and I'm here right now to prove it. And Peter starts to take off his mask. My name is Peter Parker, and I've been Spider-Man since I was 15 years old. His identity is now revealed to the world, and he's mogging on everybody too. J. Jonah Jameson's in shock. He threw the papers in the air and dipped. Any questions? Spider-Man is officially Team Iron Man, and all his ops now know who he is. Soak it up, Peter. You're bigger than Elvis now. We then cut to Wakanda and see T'Challa talking to Reed Richards. You guys made Spider-Man take off his mask on live television? No. Parker took off that mask voluntarily because Iron Man explained the gravity of the situation. Confidence in superheroes is at an all-time low, and Stark's plan for a new beginning is the only chance we have left. A police force covering all 50 states, and me helping him hunt down superheroes who disagree with it? I do not think so, Reed. We do not like it when America interferes with Wakanda affairs, and I can only assume the feelings are reciprocated. Actually, the president requested this of you personally. Well, I'm afraid he's going to be disappointed. By the way, how is Johnny Storm doing? Is he recovering well? To keep it a buck, I haven't checked in a couple of days, but Susan's been by his side, so if something went wrong, she would have told me. T'Challa like, word of advice, go call your girl, bro. We then see that Cap's resistance group now goes by the Secret Avengers, still taking down villains. But Tony Stark promises that he's gonna take down these super rebels. He goes to the X-Men facility trying to recruit them, but it doesn't go his way at all. They have no plans of joining either side. They just want to be left alone. We then catch up with undercover Captain America, Hercules, Daredevil, and Goliath. They're all at a restaurant having a good meal, and they talk about their new secret identities, Spider-Man of all people taking off his mask, and the stuff they lost, like Captain America was supposed to meet up with a Make-A-Wish kid, but the government is on his ass, he can't even do it. Goliath then gets a ring on his phone. It's an alert telling them that a chemical plant is on fire, and there's about 300 to 400 people trapped inside, so they all run out the store and start suiting up. Cloak and Dagger teleports them to the scene, and they see the area up in flames. How many workers did the radio say? 300 to 400. But there's something weird going on here. I'm getting nothing over my Infonet connection in terms of panic signals or what's wrong, Cable? And Cable steps on something that says Stark Industries and realizes they've been played. Get out of here, boys. It's a trap. Cloak, Wiccan! The teleporters immediately get hit with tranquilizer bullets. And we see that Iron Man is there with the gang. Of course it was a trap. How else would we get y'all all in one place? What the hell have you done to them? Cap, they're out cold. And we see the SHIELD agents flying above them strapped up. Ready when you are, Spider-Man. Just give us the word. Just a little tranquilizer to make sure nobody teleports away. Skybird 1, you got these guys in your sights. Maria Hill to all airborne agents. You are only there in a support capacity. Hold your fire and await further orders. Iron Man and Cap are face to face. Your paymaster's going soft, Tony. We didn't come to arrest you, Cap. I'll talk SHIELD into offering you one more amnesty. You mean a surrender? Thanks, but I'd rather take my chances. Oh, come on. The only people that win when we fight each other are the bad guys. Big man, this goes against every principle you ever believed in. Don't talk to me about principles, Spider-Man. I saw the little stunt you pulled on TV. Is Mary Jane happy about the Sandman having her zip code now? Cap, please, I know you're angry. And I know this is an enormous change from the way you always worked, but we aren't living in 1940 anymore. The public doesn't want masks and secret identities anymore. They want to feel safe when they walk around, and there's no other way to win back their respect. You known me half my adult life, Cap. You know I wouldn't do this unless I believed it with all my heart. We don't want to fight you. Just give me the chance to tell you our plans for my 21st century overhaul. And Tony reaches out his hand. Cap looks at it and looks up and shakes his hand. You got 5 minutes. 5 minutes is all I need. All right, way to go, wingtips. Didn't I say this was all gonna work out fine? But that wasn't no regular dap up. And Tony's like, what the hell? And realizes that Cap put an EMP bug on his hand. And Goliath starts growing. And Iron Man is getting electrocuted. Ah! And while he's in that state, Cap starts rocking him with the shield. You shouldn't have taken down 2 of my boys, Tony. Goliath smacks Wonder Man. Head for the water. But Hank Pym matches the energy and grows big too. And it's an all-out battle now with everybody squabbling. Cap throws his shield at Spider-Man, but Spider-Man weaves it and then snatches it with his spider arms. I don't understand. Where'd he go? Spider-Man's wearing a new suit, Stark design, Patriot, bulletproof, glide function, and stealth mode. Then he reveals himself and hits Cap, not to mention the butt-kicking function. And while Cap and Spider-Man are duking it out, Iron Man is still on the floor.
Rerouting, reboot.
And he's finally back in the game and flies right towards Captain America. Captain, watch out! And he flies in, hitting Cap with a double punch to the back. Then they start throwing hands. But Iron Man says, you're wasting your time, Steve. This armor has recorded every punch you've ever thrown, and it knows your next move before you do. And knowing that info, he's hitting Steve with gut shots, right hooks, and lefts. Boom! Beating Steve's ass. Out of my way, you traitors! He's killing him in there! Hold on, Captain! I'm coming! Hercules is trying to save the homie no matter what. 500 more Cape Killers units surrounding the perimeter, Commander, awaiting further orders. Hold them on standby. Codename Lightning has first pass at this. And a huge lightning bolt appears out of nowhere, hitting Hercules. What the hell? And everybody else gets hit too. My God! And we see that Thor has pulled up to the battlefield. The God of Thunder is on Team Iron Man. It's not looking too good for the secret Avengers. Thor is on the battlefield with his hammer, looking menacing. The Falcon like, Thor? Thor, what are you doing? It's me, man, the Falcon. Where have you been? Everybody thought you were dead. No, Dagger, that would be you. And he cocks back his hammer, throwing it at Dagger and everybody around her. Oh my God, this is wrong. We gotta get the hell up out of here. This is really, really wrong. Wrenches. You're not going anywhere. And Thor smashes the ground with his hammer, destroying the floor. He's a max level threat for everybody. Back with Cap and Iron Man, Cap is bruised and battered. Cat, please don't get up. I'm not trying to hit you again. Your jaw is basically hanging off your face. Just surrender and I'll get you some medical attention from S.H.I.E.L.D. You think I'm going down to some pampered punk like you? I bet. This is gonna hurt. And he activates audio blocks. Sue watches Thor mess everybody up and she thinks that it's horrible. She can't even look at this shit. I don't like this either, Sue, but at least this way there's no broken bones. Stand down, Thor. The S.H.I.E.L.D. cleanup crew can handle it from here. You're a tough old bird, I'm gonna give you that. This frequency right here puts the human brain on shutdown. But look at you, you're still getting up. So he charges up his repulsion. I'm sorry, Cap. I'll try to make it quick. Just close your eyes and you'll wake up in our superhero detention center. But at that moment, Hercules emerges from the ground. Huh? But Iron Man has a non-human attack ready for him and explodes the whole area. And we see it makes Cap fly away. But that attack did nothing to Hercules as he holds Iron Man's body above his head. Falcon, see the Captain America. We need to get him out of here. So at top speed, Falcon flies towards Cap as he's about to get smashed by debris. But he swipes in, saving Cap just in time. Cable, I need you to interface with Cloak's mind and activate a teleport. Everybody else can gather around and hitch a ride home. We then see soldiers trying to blick up Goliath. Open fire! You're kidding, right? So he grabs a semi-truck and smashes it on him. And now he's face to face with Thor. Get ready for the shortest comeback in history, Thor. But Thor tells him, I don't think so. And shoots a lightning bolt through the chest of Goliath, killing him instantly. My God, Thor just killed Goliath. Fall back and regroup. We gotta get the hell up out of here or we're all going down. Thor lifts up his hammer. You're all going down. And shoots a lightning bolt at everybody with the intent to kill. But it doesn't hit them. They're saved. And that's because our girl Sue decided to save the other team. Get out of here. Now. And they all get ready to leave. What about our wounded and downed? We can't just leave them behind. Feel free to stay behind if that makes you feel better, but we only have one shot at this. Falcon looks at Susan. Thank you. And they teleport away. Reed then looks at Thor. Shutdown code Richard Ragnar, 1813 to 1883. And Thor powers down. And it's revealed that this Thor is a clone. What the hell happened, Reed? I thought you gave him some kind of directions. You said that this guy would be just like the old Thor. Sue is disgusted that her husband could create such a thing. Baby, please, you gotta believe I had. Don't even speak to me. Don't say a damn word. And they all look at Goliath's dead body. I thought you said you knew what you were doing, Tony. I thought we were doing this so no one else got hurt. This shit is so traumatizing, even the Watcher is sad. This Civil War has took a serious turn, and both teams return to their bases. Spider-Man and Hank Pym think to themselves, is this what they signed up for? To clone a god that kills other heroes. Do you ever wonder if we picked the right side, Hank? But Cap's side also has some people questioning if they're on the right side. They don't want to fight heroes. They want to fight villains. Maybe Cap is just an old man scared of the future, clinging on to the past. He won't be happy until the whole damn team is dead. As 3 heroes leave the facility, somebody is outside stalking them. I wonder who this is. In New Jersey, Goliath is laid to rest. As Stark stands there sad as shit, Mrs. Sharp pulls up on him. Don't worry, I'm not here to give you a hard time. I know you guys have lost a lot of support in the superhero community, and I just came here to say my piece. Goliath knew what he was doing. He was breaking a law designed to save people's lives. If he'd only gone legitimate, he would still be here today. This is no more your fault than a cop could be blamed for shooting a punk who pulls a gun on him. Mrs. Sharp, shh. I also wanted to give you this. My son Damien's favorite toy since he was 3 years old. Just to remind you why you're doing this. Pulling up to Goliath's funeral talking about he deserved that shit, that's some bullshit. Peter peeps this shit like, nah. But Reed also notices that Peter is acting suspicious. But Reed's day isn't over because that event had a major effect on his life. It's a note from his wife, telling him that she's joining Cap's team. She's ashamed of what her husband done for making that monstrous Thor clone that would kill their own friends. You're so blinded by your grabs and social projections that you can't even see that your hands are soaked with Bill Foster's blood. Johnny's out the hospital, so I'm leaving with him. I'm doing this for the best, and I hope it can be resolved before one side is slaughtered. I love you, Reed, more than anything in the world, but please fix this. goodbye. But he hasn't even read that shit yet because he's working on another plan. His team is losing too many guys. So he decided to recruit a very shiesty team to capture Cap's teammates. That team is the Thunderbolts. Reed Richards is getting grimy. A team of straight crash outs, this can't end well. In New York City, we see Sue and her brother Johnny on the run from S.H.I.E.L.D. Control, this is S.H.I.E.L.D. Team 4. Invisible Woman is being aided by the Human Torch. All units stay in pursuit. They're heading downtown, but they have no plans on being caught. Sue, make us invisible now! And after she does that, he amps up the speed and flies away. Holy crap! Maria Hill's like, it has to be said. Flooding the streets with S.H.I.E.L.D. agents has made an enormous impact on crime activity. If our boys keep this up, we might not even need the Thunderbolts. And they continue to look for Sue and Johnny. In the Stark Tower, we see that Nighthawk and Stature have switched sides, joining the pro-registration camp. And they're told that Tony Stark wants to meet up with them personally. But upstairs in the same building, he's confronted by Spider-Man. Peter, you're acting like a lunatic. Why can't we just sit down and discuss this like grown-ups? Because there's nothing to discuss, Tony. I'm leaving the Avengers. I don't have a problem with working for S.H.I.E.L.D., but locking the heroes in the negative zone, the cyborg killing Bill Foster like that? Come on, man, you're way in over your head. What are you talking about? Even though Thor reacted like a police officer would? Don't forget, Bill Foster was a friend of mine. You really think we're gonna let something like that happen again? What do you suggest we do with the unregistered superhumans? Lock them up with regular prisoners? This is only a temporary measure, Peter. If we lock them up in Rikers, they'll be out in 5 minutes. What you need to appreciate is that there are forces within S.H.I.E.L.D. and the government who would like nothing more than to absolutely outlaw all superhumans. The compromise we offered them was regulating our behavior, because going back to the good old days was never on the table. Get out of my way. And Peter balls up his fist. Don't be a fool. You really think you can go back to your old life now that everybody knows who you are? This isn't just about you anymore. What about May? What about Mary Jane? After hearing that shit, Spider-Man punches him through the wall, putting Iron Man on his ass. Aunt May and Mary Jane are as far away as possible. I'm disappointed in you, Peter. And he fires multiple beams at Peter, but with that Spidey sense, he dodges it all. Not as disappointed as I am in myself. And he tries to break through the glass, but it goes horribly wrong. Avengers headquarters, reinforced glass. And he tells the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents behind the door, now! And they break in. Stand back, Mr. Stark. We got him. And they start lighting Peter up, but while doing so, they break through the glass. Stop! Hold your fire! But Peter is already long gone. Damn it! Stark, this is Maria Hill. I just got word that Spider-Man has gone rogue. Remain in the area and wait for backup. I'm pulling in every agent on the ground. Maria, wait. I just need to talk to him. Request denied, Mr. Stark. Over and out. And Maria Hill uses her trump card calling for the Thunderbolts. They were saving them for the final battle, but this is a critical situation. I knew we couldn't trust that guy. And in the sewers, we see Spider-Man running for his life. Heads up. Parker's been spotted running through the sewers between 3rd and 4th. Word from above says minimum force. Roger that, base command. And while Peter is running, he sees a little toy in the water. What the? Boom! And that shit explodes. Well, 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 if it isn't little Peter Spider-Man. How does it feel to be on the wrong side of the law, Parker? How does it feel to see Jester wearing the sheriff's badge? Man, you gotta see who we're hanging out with, Peter. Jester and me, we're finally on the A-list. And he chucks a bomb at Peter. Jack-o'-lantern? Oh baby, this is just too awesome for words. And he chucks a yo-yo at Peter and that shit explodes. And he throws another one. Boom! The gig seemed like a bum deal at first. Working for S.H.I.E.L.D. forced to do what they say, but when word from the top said beat the crap out of Spider-Man, well, what can we do? We're only obeying orders, right? And Jack-o'-lantern chokes Spider-Man. They're beating Spider-Man's ass a little bit too much. S.H.I.E.L.D. tells him, if y'all creeps lay another finger on Spider-Man, y'all finna be sitting in the electric chair. Sit tight, the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents are on their way to cuff him. Come on, they're spoiling the fun. But at that moment, Jack-o'-lantern gets sniped through the head. And same goes for Jester. What the hell? We lost visual. And we see that a mysterious man saved Peter. Who? Wait a minute. I know you, skull-faced guy. I know you from way back, don't I? Who is this skull-faced guy? We then catch up with Sue and Johnny, who now look extremely different. They now have new identities, and they walk into Captain America's new headquarters. And we see that the whole gang is inside. At the table, they talk about how Cloak and Dagger were busted in Queens. He was the main teleporter, and him being gone is a massive hit. Damn S.H.I.E.L.D. agents! We lost a man for everyone we gained these last few days. So Captain America cooks up another plan. But while they discuss it, somebody walks in. It's Frank Castle holding Peter Parker's badly wounded body. Get a medic, now! He's the one that saved Peter's life. The Punisher? Linda, Jane, get over here! And they rush Peter on the bed. Oh dear, what happened to him? Multiple fractures and serious blood loss. Thanks to Tony Stark and his buddies. Iron Man? I thought Spider-Man was so far up his butt you couldn't see his feet no more. Yeah, well, he's on our side now, Ultra Girl. Our side? Since when were you on our team, Punisher? Since the other guys started enlisting known thieves and multiple killers. Am I the only one laughing my guts out at the irony here? Who do you think was running around in ski masks covering your backs for weeks? So that was the Punisher the whole time. Way I see it, you people need all the help you can get. Great, why don't we just call up Hannibal Lecter and get him on the team too? Because Hannibal Lecter hasn't got the Black Ops training to get into the Baxter building. Oh God, please don't tell me we're so far gone that we're gonna recruit the Punisher. Your call, Cap. Do we hand this nut job over to the cops, or do we hear what he has to say? Quiet, Cage, I'm thinking. But while they're doing all that yapping, somebody that's supposed to be on their team is recording everything as a secret agent. Meanwhile, in Hell's Kitchen, Daredevil has been busted. He got caught by Mr. Fantastic and She-Hulk. Reed is starting to have some regrets. He's no longer confident with the things they're doing anymore. But She-Hulk's like, nah, don't do that. You guys gave us all a future. And Daredevil is headed to prison, but not a regular prison. There's a portal with the number 42. And as they walk through it, they're now in the negative zone. And we see the big ass prison that Tony built. Tony tries to recruit Daredevil, but Daredevil is not going for it and gives him a silver dollar instead. He's been saving it for him. Silver dollar? I don't understand. Guess that's 31 pieces of silver you got now, huh? Sleep well, Judas. I don't really get it, but something's telling me he cooked with that statement. In a S.H.I.E.L.D. base in Arizona, they're having superhero tryouts. With the Avengers in New York, they want to have another team out in California. And there's some promising talent. Hermes pulled up and he's about fast as shit, being able to run at Mach 3 when he's fully healthy. They're slowly gonna expand having a superhero team in each state, but Hank Pym wants to make sure that each state has heroes they can count on. We either do this right or not at all. Meanwhile, in the Baxter building, Cyborg Thor is having surgery. Reed, it's Tony. How's the Thor Cyborg's reprogramming coming along? Have you figured out the problem? A little bit too late for Bill Foster, but the blocker in his head should stop him from killing anybody when we do the big push. The Bill Foster disrespect is crazy. So what's the situation on the ground? I've been in surgery 36 hours straight, just like you predicted on your probability map. Crime figures haven't been this good since 1960. Can you imagine how boring it's gonna be when the new heroes are up and running? Boring's good, Tony. Boring means little kids aren't getting buildings thrown on top of them. How did your call with the president go? I basically told him I'm not playing a part in the final battle if Sue and Johnny face arrest. What did he say? He said he would give us 12 immunities, but everybody else is open to prosecution. Leave the rest to me. I'm seeing them for dinner anyways. But while they're doing all that yapping, the Punisher is breaking into the Baxter building. Bro's moving stealthy as hell. Punisher to Captain America. I just passed level 38, no alarms have went off yet. Only 2 more stories to go. Careful, Castle. You even brush against one of those things, and the whole system attacks you as an invading organism. Sue said Reed based their security on the human immune system this month. Relax, nothing can read me while I'm wearing the dampers. I'm invisible to all cameras and trip beams. Where the hell did you lay your hands on this kind of hardware anyways? Let's just say Tony Stark's warehouse manager should invest in bigger locks. Boom, he kicks the vent open, he's finally inside. And in the HQ, Captain America is on the computer. Castle lets him know that he's in the data house. Good. Now I need everything you can find on this number 42 complex. This big super prison where they're holding guys in the negative zone. I need the size, how much space we'll have to move around, and how many access points they built. Can you handle that without shooting somebody in the head? Hilarious. Uh-oh, what up? This compound's got more protection than anything I ever saw. We're gonna need a lot more than your team of grunts to spring these guys. I'm on it, Castle. Just keep typing. And in Atlantis, Sue meets up with Namor. Thanks for seeing me on short notice, Namor, we really don't have much time. The rebel team's raid is planned for tonight, and everybody else has turned us down. Having you on our side could be the difference between losing and winning, Your Majesty. What? I believe that's the correct term when you're addressing a foreign dignitary, Mrs. Richards. Don't play games with me, Namor. This is the gravest crisis we ever faced. They issued a superhuman draft, and they're imprisoning people that don't comply. Can you believe they're actually recruiting super villains to bring us in? You talk like it matters, Susan. Power struggles on your little mound are as meaningless as the tides are to you. The death of my cousin, named Marita, was all that mattered in this debacle, and her assailant has been dealt with privately. Let's just say Nitro isn't breathing anymore. But Cap's one of your oldest friends. You've known him longer than anyone. And where's this friend now? Trying to make deals with the X-Men or Doctor Strange while he sends you here with puppy eyes? Tell this new master of yours that I have no interest in helping a man who would take advantage of our unique relationship. What are you talking about? We don't have a relationship. So Namor walks up to her. I could feel your heartbeat through the water, Miss Richards. And it tells a very different story from the lies upon your lips. Ah, shit. So back at the HQ, Captain America asks about their numbers. Namor said no. Wolverine won't break his ranks with the X-Men, and Doctor Strange is still out of reach. But they were able to get Black Panther and Storm to back them, because T'Challa is mad as shit about the whole Bill Foster situation. How you doing, Spider-Man? You feeling better? Not too shabby. I'm still feeling a little bit woozy from the Jack-o'-lantern gas, but I gotta say I feel good being back in the old costume. It gives me a good feeling too, man, like things are finally back to normal. You know what I'm saying? Jeez, you two wanna get a room? Oh, what's up, honey? You jealous? All the heroes then sit at the table and plan how they're gonna break into this prison, because this is their last opportunity. S.H.I.E.L.D. is planning a huge attack with the Thunderbolts, so they gotta get to work. Spider-Man, we know you're not in the best shape, so we won't feel bad if you back out. Hell nah, Cap. I need to make up for all the bad moves I've been making lately. Besides, we need every man we have. Actually, our numbers might be even better. Goldbug, Plunderer, come out and tell everybody what you discussed. What? What the hell is going on here, Diamondback? You guys aren't the only ones scared. We're heading for a police state, Captain. We just came by to let you know we're here if you need us. Only right if Iron Man has super villains on his side, right? What do you say? Brrr, they get shot up. The Punisher put them boys down. He's like, what? So Captain America gets up and punches him in the face. You murderous piece of trash. Ugh. They're bad guys, Cap. Thieves and killers. Shut up. Kicking him in the face, then smashing his head with his shield. Fight, you coward. Not against you. Frank Castle doesn't raise a hand to Cap, so Cap just drops him on the floor. Get him out of here and throw his gun in the incinerator. I must have been out of my mind giving that animal a shot on our team. Well, he lasted about 10 more minutes than I expected. I wonder why he wouldn't hit Cap. Are you kidding me? Cap's probably the reason why he went to Vietnam. Same guy, different war. Wrong. Frank Castle is insane. It's getting dark outside, and at the Rikers Penitentiary, we see soldiers in front of the Negative Zone prison, but they get bombarded by the secret Avengers. Them boys came in invisible thanks to Sue. Panther, what's the situation with the prison security? Neutralized from top to bottom, Captain. Though I hate to think how long it would take if we hadn't had Mr. Fantastic's blueprints. Thanks again for coming through like this, T'Challa. We know it's in Wakanda's best interest to stay neutral, but forget about it. Our friend Goliath would still be alive if my wife and I had taken a stand when you first asked for our help. Cap looks at Spider-Man. What's wrong? My spider senses are going off the scale. Seriously, this is DEFCON 1. And that's because Iron Man pulled up with the whole gang. Peep the young boy stance. He's ready for the smoke. You walked into another trap, Captain. We had a mole on your side for weeks, and you're outnumbered. Now would be a good time to talk about you surrendering. I don't think so. If you're talking about Tigra, we knew about her the whole time. What? By the way, you're not the only one with a spy on your team. Impossible. The only people that knew about Tigra was me, Hank, and Reed. And that's when Hank takes off his mask. I'm sorry, Tony. Hank, what are you doing? You believed in this more than any of us. But that's when it's revealed it's not Hank. And Hank changes back to Hawkling. Oh, your boy? I replaced them back in Arizona. Oh, dear God. If he could mimic Hank's voice, he had full authority to do whatever we can. The cells! I believe this evens the odds a little. And Cap's entire gang is reunited. The battle we were all waiting for is finally here. And they have their final face-off. Now close your eyes, gentlemen. This might hurt. Oh Shit, we finally here. Avengers assemble, and the squabble begins. What the hell is he talking about? I thought our side was the Avengers. But Cap shuts him up, stomping on his head. Iron Man's blasting people. Taskmaster's kicking ass. SHIELD agents are watching this go down, so they decide to lock down the doors to the negative zone. But Dagger and Black Panther pull up, knocking them out. Are we too late? No such thing, Dagger. The official doorway to the negative zone was through Rikers. But there is one more exit I just have to remember. Spider-Man swinging. I'm all ticked off and I brought my can opener, Shellhead. Iron Man peeps bro and shouts out, Spider-Man! And Shawty with the freaky fingers and Venom tackle bro. Ooh! Just as long as you remember the bandages. A SHIELD agent on the computer realizes that the Black Panther is hacking their system. He's rerouting their bridge to the Baxter building. Close it down now! They escape, and it's on your head, Doblinski. They are onto us. They're closing Reed's portal. We got 10 seconds counting. Cloak, we need the biggest teleport you ever pulled off. T'Challa's sending the coordinates. Can't. It's too dangerous. There must be 100 people here. You either pull this off or we're stuck in here forever, Tyrone. Do it. I will try. Everybody looks up. What the hell? Oh God, tell me that isn't Cloak. With everything he has, he pulls everybody into his cloak, dropping them off in the middle of New York. Everybody is falling out the sky. All the flyers, grab a friend, now! And them just dropping in the middle of the city is causing some destruction. Civilians are running for their life. Wonder Man clocks Cloak in his jaw. That's for screwing up our plan, creep. Iron Man to all points. Evacuate the area and contain the fight to Midtown. I want no civilian casualties. You hear me? No civilian casualties. As he's talking, Human Torch is about to hit him with the meanest flank. But Iron Man turns around. You think I'm stupid? And uppercuts Johnny. Ugh! Everybody this way. Nice and calm. You folks take your time and nobody gets hurt. While the police tries to evacuate the civilians, the heroes are back squabbling like nothing happened. Reed tries to hit Spider-Man, but on some Ultra Instinct type shit, Spider-Man weaves everything. That shit was so tough, Reed just had to glaze. Amazing. Spider-Man kicks him in the neck. Spectacular. Iron Man has no idea where Cap is. That man is way too dangerous to be left unchecked. Where is Cap? And we see Venom and Freaky Long Finger Girl on his ass, scratching him up. Doesn't look too dangerous to me. Venom slashes him too. Me neither. Ugh! Matter of fact, the whole Thunderbolt's jumping this shit. This is the living legend of World War II. Who the hell was he fighting? Bing Crosby? What's funny, Captain? You like our little jokes? You share Bullseye's sense of humor? Nah, I'm just thinking about my pal up there kicking y'all ass into next week.
What?
And they all look up to see the king of Atlantis, Namor, ready for the smoke. Imperious Rex. And him and the gang get to work ASAP. It's Namor. Oh, we're cooked with him on their side. Cap's gonna wipe the floor with us. Take it easy, She-Hulk. Stop glazing. We're covered. You think I was sitting on my ass for the last couple months? And he points up, and we see that his Thor clone has arrived with some other heroes. Have at thee, vile traitors! What he said. Both Captain America and Iron Man had backup help. And as they squabble, it leaves Cap and Iron Man to have some alone time. You and me again, Cap. Just like last time. Let's hope I don't have to put you through all that pain again, huh? Well, things are a little different this time, Tony. Vision! Vision was lurking in the back the whole time. And he puts his arm through Iron Man. Iron Man's armor is compromised, Captain. Ah! Now I'm fighting dirty. And Cap rocks Iron Man. Iron Man! But before Thor can even think about helping, Hercules hits him with a mean-ass right. Thy should fear for thyself, monster. Sue's like, what in God's name? As she watches buses flip over and shit. She ends up finding the thing, and they decide to help the people. I don't know what y'all got going on, but that's not in my job description. And Taskmaster ups the Glockiana on Sue. Susan, look out! And Reed comes in just in time, taking the bullet for Sue. Reed! Oh man, bro deflated. What have you done to my husband? She gives Taskmaster the look, and he knows he's cooked. Okay, this isn't good. And with her power, she force pushes bro into the ground, causing a little crater. She made bro hit the Caleb City pose. He's cooked. We then catch back up with Hercules and Thor. How darest thou wear the flesh of the Odinson? I knew Thor. Thor was friend of mine. And he grabs the fake Thor's hammer, cocking it above his head. And you know something, imposter? Thou art no Thor! And he brutally smashes the Thor's head, killing bro. Back with Cap and Iron Man, Cap is whooping that ass. Boom! Shield to the face. He cocks back the shield again. Boom! Crushing Iron Man's helmet. And he cocks that shit back one more time. What are you waiting for, Steve? Finish it. Cap says, say less. But before he could do it, a whole bunch of civilians tackle him. Get the hell away from him! Hold him down! Hold him down! What in God's name? Let me go! Please, I don't want to hurt you. Don't want to hurt us? Are you trying to be funny? It's a little too late for that, man. And we get an above shot of the city. And that shit is destroyed. Nothing but destruction on this block. Oh my God. What's wrong? The sight of the city makes Cap drop his shield. He starts crying. They're right. We're not fighting for the people anymore, Falcon. Look at us. We're just fighting. With the leader done squabbling, everybody stops and watches. Cap, what are you doing? They'll throw us in jail if you surrender. We're beating them. Man, we were winning back there. Everything except the argument. He takes off his mask. They're not arresting Captain America. They're arresting Steve Rogers. That's a very different thing. And he puts his hands out, ready to be arrested. Cap, please! Stand down, troops. That's an order. And everybody watches as Captain America is arrested. The man turned himself in. The Civil War is now over. So after the war, the Punisher goes on the battlefield and finds Cap's mask. He picks it up and just looks at it. And through the following days, the heroes help repairing the city, and the Registration Act stays in place. As we see the Avengers team and another team in Texas, they even got a little fake ass Cap. The Thunderbolts go back to jail, this time in the negative zone. We find out that some heroes moved to Canada to have an old school career, while a small group of Cap's followers remained as an underground group. And we see Luke Cage, Doctor Strange, maybe Spider-Woman. Luke Cage like, dig the outfit, man. Thanks. Spider-Man is back in the black suit. He gonna need it since the ops know his identity. And we also see Captain America in jail, the last person you would expect in orange. And as Tony's team continues to work with the government, they begin to tackle everything from environment to global poverty. And Tony Stark got a new job offered by the president. We see Reed at the crib just missing his girl. Matter of fact, all this info we're getting is from a letter he wrote to her, telling her to please, please, please come back to the family. And it turns out that letter got his wife to come back home. But things won't go back to normal instantly. They got a lot to work out. We then catch up with Tony Stark, and that job he got offered was the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Nick Fury is still missing, so he took up his place. And Maria Hill is salty. I love to see it. He won the war. Now his goal is to win the peace. Do you know why we called the prison number 42? Nope, because it was number 42 of 100 ideas Reed, Hank, and I wrote down the night your son was killed. 100 ideas for a safer world, and we aren't even at 50 yet. Doesn't that sound exciting to you? Cleaning up S.H.I.E.L.D. is number 43. Hear me, ma'am. The superhero community just found the greatest friend they'll ever have. Do you really think I'd let anyone else guard my friend's secret identities? You're a good man, Tony Stark. You risked everything to get us here, but I truly believe you have given us heroes that we can believe in again. Oh, the best is yet to come, sweetheart. That's a promise. And that, boys and girls, is the end of Marvel Civil War. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments. Did you expect it to end this way, and are you satisfied or disappointed? I appreciate y'all tuning in, and on that note, I'm gonna see y'all boys and girls next time.